Hello, my name is Arthur. My in-game name is Count Carnage, spelled exactly as it sounds. I'm here to talk about my history with War Thunder and how I feel I've been unjustly banned for an offense I did not commit. So, a few days ago, specifically Tuesday, I was doing something else around the house, doing some chores, and I found that my account had been banned. I was just sitting in the hangar, honestly, because I was just making sure the game was ready for me to go when I was done with whatever I was doing. And it is this exact message that's currently on my on my screen. You don't have permission to access the game. Reason: unsporting behavior. Moderator's comment: Mass, we would like to inform you that your game account has been blocked permanently due to the breach of paragraph 3.2 of the End User License Agreement, the EULA. You hereby unconditionally agree and guarantee that you will not do or attempt to do or facilitate doing under any circumstances the following: no malicious or deceiving use of software which automates the game process, bots, mods, changes gameplay or functionality of the game, grants an advantage over other players not using such software, or otherwise changes gaming experience, whether yours or any other players. Now, I don't have the exact details of this statement, and Gaijin support team has refused to give me any exact details and stands by their ban. Quite frankly, I find this unacceptable because I am not a cheater. Now, my evidence for this is very slim because I never found it likely that I would be accused of cheating in War Thunder when I wasn't cheating. It's hard to believe that, how do I say this? If you don't cheat, you never are going to expect that you're going to be accused of cheating. Because you think, well, why would I prepare for something that's never going to happen? Now, unfortunately, a year ago, I had to disable my two-factor authentication due to the fact that I could not get it to work. The reason I couldn't get it to work is complicated. It's mostly because of some idiosyncrasy between the time zones, possibly, between Google Authenticator on my phone and something else. I don't think I had it through Gaijin Pass at the time. I'm not even sure if Gaijin Pass was out a year ago. But me not having 2FA because I wasn't able to get it to work, I actually wasn't able to get it deactivated myself either. In order to get into my account, I had to go through Gaijin support, and I have a ticket for evidence of that that's talking about how I needed them to deactivate my 2FA on their end because Gaijin, for some reason, refused to send messages to my phone with codes, etc. for deactivation or special access or anything like that, which I would have just continued using because it's not that inconvenient. Now, I'm a pretty solo player. A few years ago, I had my own clan, and I was heading it off and trying to make it grow. Unfortunately, I'm quite happy that I grew busy in my exterior life and decided to only solo play War Thunder. I still put a decent amount of time in it, but I consider it to be something that I don't 100% want to socialize with everyone all the time in this game. Just because it can get quite exhausting to go from socializing to socializing to socializing to socializing, and then, I'm sure some of you can relate to that. I mean, we're all gamers. We're a bunch of lonely little fellas. Now, my problem is when I deactivated that 2FA, I had my account more vulnerable than I realized I would have it. For most things in the world, you don't necessarily need two-factor authentication. Most of your stuff isn't just going to get hacked. So it wasn't something that I was super worried about. It's nice to have an extra layer of security, but it's not the end of the world. I was not aware of how pervasive hacking is in War Thunder until just pretty much, I'd say, Wednesday morning is when I was relatively aware of it, because I started going on Reddit and everyone was preaching 2FA, and I was just not in that boat, being someone who has been solo playing for more than a year. I was aware of it, of course. I know it's extra steps, but it's in the past. A few months ago, my account was hacked. Initially, I noticed some indiscrepancies. I assumed that they were glitches, because I had just been getting back into the game, and I thought, oh, well, these must be glitches. Turns out, I was wrong. My skins were being deactivated on some of my vehicles, and whenever I went back into the game, and my SL is never really a number that I've paid attention to. I've spent thousands on the game, so it fluctuates constantly. It's not a number I pay attention to. I'm not 100%, like, especially after I am gone for a few months playing a different game or something like that, which is almost usually Forza. Now, I noticed those indiscrepancies. My lineups, they didn't change that much, but I'd go to the custom tabs and be like, it's weird. I wonder why I have this weird lineup. I don't remember playing that. Oh well. Must have done it. It's my account. It must have been something I did a while ago. I have so many nations. I have so many BRs. I have all the nations. I have almost all the BRs up to 9.0. I have a list behind me to prove that. I have like 20 to 30 premium vehicles. I have the mouse. I have a ton of shit. I have every vehicle up to 9.0. I have almost every vehicle with the modifications research up to 7 or 7.7. I have plenty of vehicles past 9.0 because I haven't necessarily researched things completely indiscriminately. I've played this game for 11 years. I have around 4,000 hours in it according to my player tab. I think it's closer to 5,000 though, because I've spent an autistic level of time mostly creating this spreadsheet behind me. This spreadsheet is my grinding spreadsheet. It keeps track of every single BR and every single vehicle in the game. And it keeps track of where every single vehicle is qualified, which ones have mods, which ones have the camouflage unlocked, which vehicles are not researched, which vehicles I have yet to research, what BR they're at, what type of vehicle they're at, and I also organize it in terms of preference. Every single nation has the exact same style of lineup. It goes for main tanks, and I bought every slot for every nation. I have 10 slots for every nation. So it goes 4 main tanks, 2 SPAA, then it goes 3, depending on the BR, it goes 3 fighter jets and strike jets, or fighter planes and strike planes, and then it goes, on the very end, it goes whatever has the heaviest payload for bombs, because that's actually quite fun. If I can figure out per BR whatever I can carpet bomb ground RB with, that's pretty entertaining. If I bring out the B-29 at 7.0 and I carpet bomb the entire map with 4,500 pounders, that. It doesn't always work because they're just 500 pounders, but it's a lot of really pretty explosions. So it totally messes up the map, so it's awesome. I do that for every nation until, of course, the heaviest payload reaches helicopters. There's not a single nation really that has a heavier payload than their World War II bombers past the helicopters. Nothing really exceeds 7.7 except I think the Tu-4. Yeah, nothing like, so the Tu-4, because nothing's going to beat the payload of that, would have continued if the helicopters hadn't come in. But it's fine. Those big bombers with those bombs past 8.0, when you get introduced to Gepards and things that have the ability to radar track you, get pretty useless, because even if you're flying at 10,000 feet, the Gepard's just going to log on to you and kill you. So, and you good luck using evasive maneuvers in a B-29 and not getting hit. Anyways, completely sidetracked. I got hacked a few months ago, and because I didn't have 2FA active, and the reason that I was alerted to it was because I got kicked out of some games, and it said the IP was somewhere over in Eastern Europe, and I thought, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll just change my password. So I changed my password. Wasn't an issue. I believe this happened, I don't remember, it was a few months ago. It wasn't something that freaked me out, because I thought, I'll just change my password, it'll be fine. And I guess that was a bit of a lackadaisical attitude on my part. And, sucks to suck. But I believe during that period, and this is just speculation, because I can only prove it through my IP address history, which I can't get a full list of that. I can get a partial list that'll last a week or so, but I can't get an IP address history back that far, and that's what I need. And only Gaijin can provide that for me to prove that I was hacked during that period. Now, I believe that this hacker was using cheats, and it's very disappointing, because I've never cheated on a game in my life. For some story games, I'll download mods and be like, it's kind of fun to blaze through the story a little bit. But if I've spent 5,000 hours on this game, and it is the only game I've consistently played for the past 11 years, why would I decide, you know what I gotta do? I gotta cheat. I gotta take the enjoyment out of the game. I gotta take the challenge out of the game. I gotta take the thrill out of the game. I have to make myself better through cheating. It's disgusting, it's abhorrent, it's not who I am. There's nothing gratifying in cheating. It's just self-loathing, piteous behavior. And it's not okay. Screw all the cheaters out there. The cheaters out there are the ones who put people like me in this position, who've made innocent people who don't cheat have their accounts banned. Quite frankly, it's not funny. It's ridiculous. We shouldn't have to suffer for the egregious sins of these other cheaters, these hackers. But unfortunately, I believe this is most likely has been detected as me cheating, because it was Battle-Eye that detected this. That's also speculation. It's accusatory, but that's okay. It's just what I personally believe, and it's perfectly fine to contradict me. I know a lot of blame is going to be put on me for not having 2FA. I really didn't have a whole lot of control over that. As soon as my account was hacked, I did change the password and I attempted to reactivate 2FA. Unfortunately, my phone number was not working again. And I was just like, okay, I don't want to spend hours on this. I just want to keep playing. And so I went back to playing. Now, I've messaged and contacted a lot of employees at Gaijin, and the consistent response I've been getting is that the decision is final. And that's very sad and disappointing to me. I have dedicated thousands of dollars and thousands of hours to my time over the past 11 years playing this game. And I love it to bits. And I would even restart the game. But I feel betrayed. Like, that's not the right word. I feel unjustly targeted. And I don't actually think it's really Gaijin's fault that much. I believe that they are a decent gaming company that has made a beautifully, brilliantly complicated game that has some of the most advanced physics mechanics I have ever seen in a game, ever. I think second to that in terms of advanced physics, like, would maybe be some racing games like Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo 6, stuff that is extremely complicated. Maybe frickin' some building games, I don't know. But top of the list for me is 100% War Thunder. It has some of the most advanced mechanics ever. Which, quite frankly, almost ridiculous. But, I love the game to bits. It's challenging, it's fun, it's a grind. It's a wall that you could never stop climbing up. And that's fine. It's fine that it's a grind. You know what a boring game is? A boring game is a game that you can grind out everything in 80 hours. That's a boring game. It's just like, it's got an 80-hour storyline. It's just like, okay, cool. Maybe storylines aren't the best representation for that. More accurately, let's just say it's like it has certain guns or something you can unlock and only takes 80 hours to get it. That's not necessarily that interesting. It's not going to keep you in the game for that long. Plus, War Thunder has an insane learning curve. You really have to know what you're doing and understand the components of this game to actually be good at it. And as soon as you do, that is where it gets really interesting and becomes very fun. Yeah, but I mean, that's my case. I don't feel I've been justly banned. And I'm pleading to Gaijin to please unban my account. I have thousands of hours of my time in that. And it's very disappointing to feel like I'm bashing my head against a brick wall. And because I don't have sufficient evidence to prove my innocence, I'm going to suffer because of it. Guilty until proven innocent seems to be the modicum here. I'm not trying to... I'm just trying to get my account back. I'll happily work with Gaijin to use Gaijin Pass. After that, I'd even let them third-party my computer to check my files. Do whatever they need to do. Do whatever I need to do to get my work, my progress, my War Thunder life back. It's really disappointing. Very sad. And I sincerely hope that this video will gain enough traction to help me get my account back. And I'm pleading to the community, I'm pleading to gaijin, I'm pleading to anyone who will listen. Please help me get my account back.